He grew up sketching comic book superheroes, watching movies, and listening to music. But as a teen, he discovered he had a passion for writing and a story to tell. Now, at the age of 21, Estevan Vega has 3 novels to his credit. His latest, Arson, recently hit the shelves and is being compared to Jumper, Twilight, even Stephen King's Firestarter. Estevan joins us now. Welcome. It's great to have you here.
It's great to be here.
All right, you started at 10 years old. That's an amazing age. What inspired you?
Yeah, my father actually pulled me away from the TV and told me to sit down and write my first short story, which I was really reluctant to
He pulled you away from the television?
Yeah, it was like one of those cheesy Thursday night Fox movies or something like that, and I was obviously procrastinating. Yeah, I still kind of do. And he helped me write my first short story, which, you know, I actually got an A on, and that was like awesome. My teacher started reading my stuff in front of the class, and it was then that I was like, I could do this, you know, so I just wanted to attack something bigger. So when I was 12, I actually started writing my first book.
Well, I mean, it's tough to get a kid to even get away from the television set, much less write.
Yeah, I mean, I just loved it, you know. It's like you said, I had a story to tell, and it just kept gnawing at me.
And you just couldn't stop.
Yeah, it was, I mean, I love, I love movies. I love the idea of novels and comic books and all that kind of stuff. So my goal was to just blend it all together, you know, using inspiration from music, movies, other novels I've read, other short stories like Edgar Allan Poe and Stephen King and all that kind of stuff, and just blend it all together with my own kind of dysfunctional mentality and stuff, and just put it out there for the world.
You published your first book at what age?
15.
15, and the name of that one?
Is Servant of the Realm.
And then at 18?
Yep. Was The Sacred Sin. Those two are both standalone novels, you know, supernatural, sci-fi, mystery, a little dark.
But your breakout novel is Arson.
Yeah.
We had it right here in front of us. This is it.
Yeah, this is the one I'm really pushing for. It's my my last chance, I guess.
How would you, again, supernatural, mystery,
yeah, I mean, it's
all kinds of things in this book.
It's hard to put into a box. It's got the supernatural, which I love. It's got the dark emotional element that kind of tugs at people and gnaws at you a little bit, but it's also got a very realistic setting and very realistic characters. And the story actually takes place in 5 different points of view. So the story kind of jumps from Arson to the other female main character, to his psychotic bipolar grandmother, to the girl that he falls in love with, her 2 parents who are also facing kind of marital issues and all their kind of, you know, dysfunctional.
Well, who's your audience for this book?
Anyone from, you know, early adolescence or, you know, young adult to, you know, grandparents have bought it, you know.
And what's interesting about it is the setting is right here in Connecticut.
Yeah, I'm from Connecticut, so with this, because the story is so personal to me, I infused a lot of myself and my life experiences into these characters, so I wanted to give it a realistic place. So there's actually a really cool lake, Lake Pocatapog in East Hampton,
I'm very familiar
which is
with
about
that.
10 to 15 minutes away from my house, and I thought it was a really cool setting for the story.
And this is the one that you think may make it to the big screen.
That's the hope, yeah.
That's the hope.
With all of my books, I've always envision them as, you know, cinematic pieces. So with Arson especially, this is like the one that I'm really rooting for.
And you've been a prolific writer since you were 10. Has there been a time when you've said to yourself, I just can't write today?
Often,
Writer's
actually.
block.
Yeah. I usually just write through it. I try to anyway, or I procrastinate, like I said, and just push it off until it just keeps, like, you know, like a hammer in my head, you know, until it just comes out. So it's with writer's block, it's really just how bad do you want to tell a story? You know, just keep telling it until there's nothing left.
And we should mention Arson is the first of a trilogy.
Yeah, it's going to be a series, so.
And so,
trilogy, maybe more. We'll see how the characters want to work.
And you're working on it right now, the second book?
Book 2. I've been working on it for several months now, and I'm hoping to be finished very soon. But I'm also working on a collection of short stories that I'm trying to get out there too. So I'm busy. I'm working.
Can you give us a little hint about what book 2 is about?
Book 2, you'll see Arson, you know, and Emery are the 2 main characters.
Some of the major characters are in the second book.
Yep. Pretty much everybody comes back, and you see them in a totally new environment. They get taken up from Connecticut, and they get thrust into this, like, new world, so to speak. And it kind of spirals out of control. It gets crazy.
And Arson, again, you can find this anywhere.
Yeah, I've done book signings pretty much all the brick and mortar stores. It's on Amazon. It's check everywhere, you know. It's all over the place.
What advice do you have for young writers, or any writer, really?
Stick with it if you love it. And if you don't, do something else, because you got to do this for something more than just financial gain or notoriety.
I think that's great advice, because I always tell that to people. You have to have a passion for whatever it is that you do.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have fun with it, then what's the point, right?
Well, it's like musicians. If you're not feeling the music, or if you're not feeling the lyrics, and if it doesn't mean anything to you, it's not going to mean anything to your audience. So with me, especially with Arson, my flesh and blood is on those pages, and I think a lot of people sense that. So
we're going to feel the love of your words right here in this book.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
We wish you well.
Thanks.
Let us know how things go, okay?
Will do.
All right, wonderful. Don't go away. There's more Connecticut Style right after this.